KMG.
Yes, sir. Why I moved to LA was to become a screenwriter.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so I tried that for however long, and I couldn't make it happen really. It's helped with joke writing for
Yeah.
sure. So if I hadn't gotten into joke writing, I would have felt like it was a complete waste, really.
I think it's cool that you're such a strong writer, and you stand out among other
appreciate
act
that.
out heavy LA types.
I appreciate
kind of
that.
over the-
Sure. Yeah, I never do any act outs, which some places that probably hurts me, but I also, I've had people say like, oh, you should do that more, and I also feel like, but that's what a lot of people do. Like, I just want to do what I'm going to do,
Yeah.
and if you like it, you like it. If you don't, then it is what it is.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Like, sometimes people just give it a try and give up, right?
Oh, I think a majority of people do.
Actually, that's true.
Yeah, I mean, eventually people will. I mean, there's.
Maybe we'll quit too.
It's possible. I mean, I quit screenwriting. If you told me when I started screenwriting that you're going to quit this eventually, I'd be like, no way. But I did. I mean.
It was kind of sad.
Oh yeah. I mean, no. It was. I got super depressed when I quit screenwriting especially because you've already put in so much time, and then once you stop, then it's like it's definitely not going to happen, right?
Yeah.
And you put in all this work in my head, especially if I'm going to do a mic. I always like to run the sets in my head.
That's
I have such a hard time. One of the toughest things for me is memorizing jokes.
Yeah.
Especially because mine are kind of very specific. You have to say the right words,
Yeah.
in the right order, and so it's not. So it has to be very dialed in.
Do you follow like Mitch Hedberg?
I mean, I like those guys.
Yeah.
They're not my. Mitch Hedberg and Steven Wright are
Yeah.
the best in terms of one-liners and all that stuff,
Yeah.
and I definitely am influenced by them. But those guys are very specific too, just the way they speak,
Yeah.
and that's not an act. That's who they are,
Yeah.
Even Steven Wright seems like an act, he's so monotone,
Yeah.
so dry, but that's, if you ever hear him speak outside of being on stage, that is who he is,
It sounds like you kind of like naturally got to where you are instead of like, oh, I'm gonna do a Mitch Hedberg stuff.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
And I also do, those guys were pretty clean too, like a lot of my
Yeah.
stuff is not clean. Like I'll do race stuff or I'll
Right,
do,
right.
sex jokes or whatever it happens to be. I like clean stuff. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But I think doing clean stuff is good if you can do it, if it works, but I don't want to limit myself. If I think of
Yeah.
a joke that's funny, I'm not going to be like, I'm not going to do that because,
Yeah.
jokes are hard enough to come by, let alone if you're limiting yourself already,
That's true.
Yeah.
Did you grow up in California?
No, well, I was born in New Jersey.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Why you never tell me?
I talk about, most of Jersey, like my dad's from Brooklyn, my mom's from Staten Island. Everyone that's,
What? I didn't know that.
yeah, my whole family is in New York,
Oh.
except for my except for my parents and my brother.
Huh. Where in Jersey did you live?
Maplewood.
Oh shit.
So that's where I was born. But then we moved to San Diego, and then I kind of grew up there, and then I've been in LA. LA has been the place at this point, I've lived the longest out of anywhere.
How many years?
15 plus years.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That's a long ass time.
Yeah. Yeah, I came here straight from college, really.
Do you like the East Coast or West Coast?
They both have their benefits. New York is hard to beat. It's so expensive. I always thought, if you had asked me when I was a kid, I would have said I was going to live in New York for sure.
Ah, for real?
Without question. And I still kind of want it, but the older I get, New York, either you have a lot of money or you're going to be struggling, and if you're
Yeah.
older, struggling in the city is not going to be that much fun.
That's true.
Yeah. But New York is amazing. Anytime I go there, I love it. I would love to. I've never done stand-up there. That'd be fun,
Right.
You've done that, right?
I started in New York.
You started in New York,
Yeah.
that's right.
But then I left because of that reason you just mentioned.
Yeah.
Just like paying the bills was like too much for me.
Yeah, LA is not cheap.
Yeah,
but
it's not cheap.
It's definitely seems a little more manageable
Yeah.
than New York.
Yeah. Is that why you're a Knicks fan?
Yeah, all the teams I like are New York. Giants for football.
Oh, shit.
Yankees for baseball. I like the Padres. I'll wear a Padre. The hats I usually wear are just Padre.
Were you always funny as a kid?
I guess. I don't know.
Nice.
It's more. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not as funny as some people are naturally funny. Like, I have to take the time to think things out. Like, that's why like when you see me perform, it's like everything's written. You know, I don't do a lot of, I don't do crowd work, I don't do act outs, I don't do any of that stuff. It's all writing because why I moved to LA was to become a screenwriter.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so I tried that for however long, you know, and I couldn't make it happen really, you know. Got like a director option my stuff, but nothing came of it, you know. And so I kind of quit screenwriting, and just because it's so much time by yourself.
Yeah.
You're just always by yourself writing,
Yeah.
and screenplays take 6 months, 18 months, you know, to finish one. And then once you're done with it, it's like, what do you do with it now? Now it's just another file living on your hard drive, you know? And yeah, so I just kind of got, during the pandemic, it was just so much isolation that I was like, once the world opens up again, I can't sit in here and write anymore. So I stopped, and then for a while I didn't do anything like really that creative, and then I started to get depressed because of that, you know, because I was like didn't have a creative outlet. And then my brother got married, and I did like the best man speech, and it like went really well.
Oh wow!
I had a lot of jokes in it and stuff, and it went really well. And then afterwards, I was like, maybe I should try doing stand up as a creative outlet, you know. And so that's why my writing's the way it is. I mean, screenwriting teaches you a lot because it's structure, it's, you know, word economy, you know, you want to, and jokes are the same way, really, a lot of them are. At least the ones I write are.
What kind of screenplay? Was it a movie?
I mean, yeah, they were all, I mean, yeah, I did pilots too, but majority were feature screenplays, you know, and they weren't necessarily, they had funny elements, but I wouldn't say they were like full-on comedies, you know. They were more dramas that just might have like funny lines and or funny scenes, but yeah.
And your favorite screenwriters, movies?
Favorite screenwriter, that's kind of hard to say. My favorite movie, top 3 maybe? I don't know, True Romance is probably my favorite movie. And I remember seeing that in the theaters, and that when I was like, I forget how old I was. I had to sneak in because it was R-rated, you know?
Oh, nice.
And then I was blown away by it. This movie Clockers, which is a Spike Lee movie, one of my favorites.
I know Spike Lee, but...
Yeah. He was great. I'm not a huge fan of his newer stuff, but his old stuff is, you know, Do the Right Thing up through Inside Man, or like all.
Oh, Inside Man, I know that.
That's a great one.
I thought I was kind of a movie buff until I moved to LA, and I feel like the movie's like on a different level. So. Yeah,
I mean, I used to be into it, and since I quit writing, like, I don't watch.
You don't watch.
I hardly watch anything. Like for a while, I watched nothing, and now I'll watch stuff every once in a while, but I'm not that like. I don't really know what's going on in the movie scene anymore. Even shows, I'll watch stuff, but a lot of times I'm like, I could be trying to write jokes right now instead of sitting here for 2 hours watching something else. You know, like I'll have something on, but it'll be like an interview, and then I'll be like working on jokes at the same time, you know, like a YouTube interview, or whatever, some, you know, comedian interview, whatever it might be, podcast.
Do you find comedy to be a better outlet for you than screenwriting?
It's better in terms of it's social, like, because you're going out and seeing people, meeting people, like, and that was one thing that was really bothering about the isolation of screenwriting.
Yeah.
I'm an introvert, so like,
me too.
I do like being by myself, and I need to do it sometimes, and like I do feel very drained by like performing gives me a lot of anxiety every time. Like, doesn't matter. Like even at Badger and Jam when I'm hosting or whatever, you know, like a lot of people don't care about open mics, but I'm nervous anytime I'm on stage. And you know, there's a lot of judgment too. It's like all judgment the whole time you're up there. It's like, is this funny enough for you guys? You know, and so a lot of it, that stuff drains me, but I do like it when it goes well. It feels great, you know. When it doesn't go well, obviously it's not.
You seem super chill though. It doesn't look like you're worried about this stuff.
I mean, it's an act, and I get more. If I go up there and it starts to go well, I start to feel a little more relaxed, you know. But yeah, I always have anxiety about performing, like, because I didn't like. I think a lot of people, like, I'll see a lot of people that maybe aren't the best comedians, but they're so comfortable up there, and it helps sell the joke because they're so comfortable, you know.
Yeah.
but I don't have that because I always just wanted to be like, even with writing, you know, it's, screenwriters aren't ever seen, right? So I never really wanted to do that, but it is nice. The other good thing about it is like I said, with screenwriting, it takes so long to finish a screenplay, and then once you finish it, you have to get it to people to read, and it's a big ask because you're like, here, you want to read 100 pages, you know? Whereas somebody will sit there and listen to 5 minutes of your jokes, or you could write a joke that day and tell it that night, you know?
Yeah.
After you write a screenplay, you're like, is this good? I don't know. Let me try to get it to somebody who can read it, you know?
Gotcha. Do you like Judd Apatow movies?
Yeah. I mean, they're okay. Yeah, I mean, some of them are good, you know? And I'm not like the biggest fan of his, but I'm not, you know, he's got good ones, you know? But it's hard to consistently be good.
Yeah.
And they can be about, you know, like the same director could direct multiple movies and they could be about completely different topics, and the movie's still good. It's just not a topic that I'm super interested in.
Yeah.
Not necessarily. Yeah.
That's cool. That's interesting. We're talking about dating a lot.
Mm-hmm.
We can go either two avenues, Kim. We can go into dating, or we can shit talk Def Noodle. Which one?
I'll go dating.
Okay, dating. Cam's been apparently killing it on the dating apps.
Not accurate.
What's your secret?
What's my secret to not killing it?
No, you're killing it.
There's no secret, dude. You just gotta go on dates. I mean, I would go on more dates, except for obviously comedy gets in the way because you gotta do mics at night, and that's when you would go on most dates for night. And then cost, you know, like I don't. It gets expensive, so that's another thing. You know, it sucks going on a bunch of first dates because then it's just like, you're just buying someone a drink or whatever and you never see them again, you know. And sometimes it can be fun, but that shit adds up.
Usually at a bar.
A bar, or you know, sometimes I'll get food. But drink seems, for first dates I like drinks. But tomorrow I am getting food, dinner.
Nice.
So
sometimes I hate it when I'm kind of a chump, so I end up paying for everything, and it's like $100. I don't have $100 to just.
Exactly. I hear that. I know. Yeah, and you do feel that way. Like as a guy, I feel like even though we're all equal now, you still, at least I feel the pressure of like I should pay for this. But like you said, if you're never going to see the person again, it sucks paying for it. And yeah, $100 is a lot of money just for like one night of. You may not see that person ever again, you know?
Yeah. What are you going to do tomorrow? Are you going to stand your ground?
We'll see how it goes. I usually see how it goes and, you know, that sort of thing.
If you like her, you pay. It's the kind of meter it is.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, like I said, sometimes I end up paying and I don't like her. You know, it just...
Oh, actually, that's a good move. It's a gentlemanly move.
So, yeah, I guess.
Because you're never going to call her again.
Yeah, there is that for sure. But yeah, I mean, I don't like paying, like you said, dude. Paying $100 just for one night out with some stranger it sucks, you know?
Yeah. This might be a weird confession, but there are some cute girls doing comedy.
Oh, for sure.
You're not.
I've never done that, like approached a girl there. If I became friendly with one and it seemed like they were open to that, maybe I would, but I also don't want to be like making things complicated, like in terms of you go to mics, now you see them.
I know, right?
That
would be horrible.
It wouldn't be good, especially then they start telling a joke and you're like, is that about me? So I haven't done that. I'm not saying I wouldn't do it, but it hasn't happened yet. But, you know, I've only, mid-August will be 2 years for me of comedy, you know, so I'm still relatively new.
I was scrolling your Instagram. I think you were at Third Wheel a long time ago.
2 years, yeah, that's the first place I went on.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so that was like the first place I really started going to do mics at.
You still go there?
Not as much. I used to like going to Joe Mazzarani, you know him? No. So he used to have a Wednesday that's what's up, Mike. I don't know. We just hit it off, and he's a good guy. And I used to go to that one, and that one's not themed. A lot of their mics are themed. Yeah. Sometimes I don't want to do the themes. I just want to do whatever mic I have prepared for that night or whatever I want to try out, you know. Yeah. But it's cool. And Midnight Madness is a good one because it's not themed, but then it's so late.
Yeah. Who even goes to those? It's like
A
11.
lot of people. I mean,
Really?
Fridays and Saturdays, that thing is packed.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Holy
packed.
crap.
Which makes it hard to get up like in the first hour. So you're gonna go up at like 1 in the morning because a lot of times they put the
Wow.
homies up, whatever. But sometimes there's a real crowd there, especially on a Friday and Saturday. There'll be actual people there. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So.
Maybe I should go check it out.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't have anything to do in the morning, yeah, then
Who hosts it on?
it's a rotating host.
Ah.
So yeah, they post who's hosting, like Midnight Madness night is
Got it.
whoever, but it's always changing. Yeah.
I'm usually in bed by then.
Yeah, I'm not saying, yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't go that often. I was going pretty often in the beginning,
Yeah.
but I haven't been in a minute.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Coming back to comedy, have you gotten up at Saturday night or Improv?
I've done, yeah, I mean both, but it's been a while for both now.
Yeah.
Like I had a little run there. I was getting pulled pretty often,
Yeah.
and now it's been a dry spell, which I knew was going to happen because
Yeah.
I saw other people there that were there every week and weren't getting pulled. And I'm
Oh,
like,
shit.
that's going to be me, at some point. And now I'm in it, and yeah, it sucks, but it is what it is. What are you gonna do? I mean,
I know.
you have no power. It's the game. You just
I know.
Yeah.
I just have this nightmare where I'm gonna wake up, like, I'm not gonna say anybody's name, but
Right.
I wake up and I'm like 80 years old and then
Mhm.
I'm still waiting for the bucket truck. That would be kind of crazy.
Yeah, no, it could happen for sure. I mean, yeah, you can't just bank on that making it happen
Yeah.
for you. But I don't think that's the only way people get into the comedy store. I think it's
Yeah.
a good way too. But they have that thing after potluck. Potluck, I've never been called for. I sign up pretty much every Friday, but I've been pulled for that. But I think people make friends with some of the people that work there, and then they get on Friends and Family, which is like the hour after potluck
Yeah.
on Monday, and so if you can get on that, that's cool.
How long have you been emailing Papa?
How long? 6 months,
Yeah.
probably. Yeah, never been. Yeah, but I know people have been doing it a year,
Yeah,
or longer,
true.
and never. And I'm not always like at noon, like which is, I guess you're supposed to try to get it like
Yeah.
right at noon. And I should set up the automated email, but I've seen people that bites them in the butt because they sign up and then they get pulled and they didn't even realize they had signed up that week, And then I don't think they're not going to put you up again. Yeah.
That's funny. All right. Do you want to talk about Def Noodles again?
I mean, I'll be sure. I mean, I don't really know that many details about the falling out, but yeah.
I mean, you were getting on shows there, so I feel
Yeah.
like you were pretty close to everyone.
I was close to, I mean, I was friendly with everyone. I don't know what was going on because I never did any of the host. It
Yeah.
seems like the drama all came from the hosting,
Okay.
and I was never involved in that, so I don't really know what happened there.
I think that's where I first met you.
Yes, for sure. Yep, I remember when we first met. Yeah.
And when they had the party, I thought they were super nice. So I feel like they did have some kind of a weird thing, but I don't think they're like bad people. You remember the party when they had?
Mhm.
Yeah, that was a
Yeah.
long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for a while there, they were doing free mics,
Yeah.
5-minute mics
Yeah.
for free, and they were doing whatever 4 of them a night.
Yeah.
That was great for me because I lived around like a couple
Yeah,
blocks
sure.
away, and it was all free, so I loved it. I got a lot of time up there, so yeah. I don't personally, they've never done anything wrong to
Yeah.
me, so I don't really have a personal beef, but good to me. They put me on shows, like you said.
Yeah.
Paid me. I mean, I remember
They paid you?
when I did a show there, I did 10 minutes, I got like $70.
What?
Yeah.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah, they
Dennis paid you?
hmm They paid everyone.
Wow.
I mean, like they were at the beginning. I mean, I think through all, like at least the shows I did there, I think I only did 1 or 2 there.
Like $7 is unheard of.
I know it's a lot of money. I was shocked. I was expecting like $15.
Yeah.
But they weren't taking any of the money from themselves. They literally took no. So whatever the tickets were that came in that day, they just split that evenly between all the performers
Wow.
that were on the.
It's nice of them.
Yeah. So like things like that, for me worked out. So I don't know. I can't really badmouth them because they've never done anything wrong to me. But like I said, I do have good friends
Yeah.
that they weren't as I guess, gracious to, you know. So I understand both sides. I guess I don't really understand why they got rid of some of the hosts they got rid of, because those guys seem to be. I mean, Boo was a great host. All of them were great. Tim was a great host. You know, they were Mike Duncan, great host. You know, so all good comedians too. And all going on to do, you know, bigger things, you know, especially Tim's like murdering it right now. So I don't know what the catalyst for them to do that was. Yeah. So it doesn't, yeah, that's a mystery to me. I won't really understand that. Yeah. I mean, I guess if I ran into them, I would ask them, but chances of running into them again is probably pretty slim, unless they get back into the comedy thing.
I do think that it was a good thing that we all met there when they were running free mics. I mean, it was like at least we'll have that going.
Yeah, I mean, I met you there, I met Mammal there, I met Timothy there, I met Mike there, I met a lot of living. I met a bunch of people there. So yeah, I met a lot of people through that, you know. Juanita Jones. Yes. Oh yeah, I haven't seen him forever.
He only goes to Def Noodles anyway.
Yeah, well, so now he's just done. He's retired because they stopped.
Yeah.
So yeah, I met a lot of people. I mean, even more than I just listed. You know, that whole thing that Ron Bush was putting on Saturdays at which isn't going on anymore, Accidental Chaos, was like kind of people from Def leaving and wanting to do another mic, you know, and they all did that. So
yeah. Juanita, Everett, Roberts, I see the Def Noodles gang basically at other mics. It's like, oh, it's a Def Noodles gang.
They are definitely move in groups. They move in groups, yeah. Right. Well, yeah, they let each other know what mics they're doing and that sort of thing, and they support each other like at shows and stuff like that. So it's good because I remember like Timothy had a belly room like showcase spot because he did really well at, you know, he got set of the night and he crushed at Potluck. Yeah. And then the booker wanted to see him at this belly room thing. Yeah. So a bunch of us went to that. Like he definitely, I think, had the most support in that room.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and he killed it too. I mean,
it was you and Anita?
I was there, Mammal was there. Who else was there? Ivan, who else? I think Everett was there. Yeah, Everett was there for sure. There was a bunch of people, yeah.
Do you ever do These Nuts?
I've gone to shows like Mammal, you know, that's like a bringer show, so Mammal needed somebody, so I went to one of those for him, but I've never done that. I kind of shy away from it. That's a good one, that's a good bringer show, because you're at like real places, you know, like the Comedy Store, Ice House, things like that, but I tend to shy away from bringer shows. Yeah. Just because I'm not good at getting people to come to things.
Same.
Yeah. And, but that one seems like a good one. That guy's been around forever, whatever his name is, that runs them. Yeah. I want to say Argus, but it's not right. Vargas.
Vargas. Which mics do you like the most now? Or
I mean, Badger is probably the one. Yeah, I just feel the most comfortable there, and although that is a tough room. Yeah. Brutal. Really brutal.
And you have to go first.
You gotta go first, yeah. But you can't take it personally because it's tough for everyone. I feel like it's not like if somebody gets up and crushes and then nobody else gets laughs, you know. But, so that one's good, and then and then I try to prioritize, you know, doing the Improv mic, the set of the night, and then the Kookaburra. Try to do that one. Yeah, so I went back. I went on Tuesday.
Did you get picked?
I did get picked.
Oh, how'd it go?
It went. I thought it went well, but not well enough, you know, for anything to come of it.
Which jokes did you do?
I mean, I did. There was a lot of my dating jokes. Yeah.
These like 2-minute, 3-minute, whatever audition things. Yeah. It's kind of ridiculous. You barely have time to do like a bit. Like you barely got started.
Yeah.
Like somebody was telling me that you can't change topics like 4 times because otherwise then it's like all over the place.
It's a little jarring in that short amount of time. I mean, I have shorter jokes, you know, so I can do it, but it's still, even then, it's still not. It's like not enough. I mean, I wish everyone just did 3, because then you could like hone in 3-minute sets, and you could do them at the same set.
Oh,
the
same
Improv,
time anyway.
you know, same
Yeah.
timing, you know, but they're a little different everywhere. You know, obviously the Improv's 3,
That's true.
Comedy Store's 2, then that Kookaburra place is 5. You know, 5 is nice, obviously. So yeah, so you just gotta have different sets for different places, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, 2 minutes is tough. I mean, you know, it's hard to, like I said, I have anxiety, so like I'm not comfortable, and then you see the light like immediately.
Yeah.
That doesn't make me more comfortable, you know.
And how do you feel about people who are like content creators, but they're doing stand-up now? Have you seen a lot of those in LA?
I haven't seen them a lot. I know they're out there, but I don't see them like at open mics really. I don't feel like, yeah, I see. I guess I see a few of them, but I don't know. If they're funny, then whatever. You know, it's just another way to do it. I mean, if you're doing like sketches, you know, that's kind of an extension of it. You know, like, you know, Shane Gillis did all these sketches online.
That's true.
And now he has, you know, and obviously he's a great stand-up. So I don't know. I don't really have a. You know, I think it's kind of annoying when somebody who's famous and then they just get put on at like these bigger places, and
They can bring people.
they can bring people, which, you know, at the end of the day, it is about selling tickets, and they can
Yeah.
sell tickets, right? So, you know,
I've seen flappers do things where they have the lineup,
Yeah.
and most of it is like a content influencer, and then
Right.
a couple of good comics.
Comic,
in it.
yeah.
And then that's how they make money, which makes sense.
yeah, I mean, now it's kind of like, I'm just kind of used to that, you know?
Yeah.
I would think it maybe for some, probably more established comedians, they probably hate it, because they're like,
Yeah.
they're just about comedy, and they did the grind the old-fashioned way of doing
Yeah.
mics and coming up that way, so they probably don't like it. Doesn't affect them as much because they're already made, you know, they're already broken through, you know. But yeah, I mean, it's just, you know, I try not to focus on, you know, it's easier said than done, and I'm not always good at it, but like what other people doing, you know, in terms
Yeah.
of, because that doesn't really help me, you know, like I think everyone's gonna, I mean, not everyone's gonna make it or find their way, but I think the people who do find their way, it's not the same story for everybody, you know, everyone gets through it in different ways, and how it happens, so.
Yeah.
And I like, you know, I think some comedians are definitely get jealous of other comedians, and that's natural, but if someone's like style is completely different than mine and they make it, I'm like, okay, that's not, it wasn't like between me and this person, because their style is completely different, you know, so yeah, I just think you gotta try to just keep focusing on what you're doing. But like I said, it's tough. I mean, sometimes you do see people that I'm scratching my head why they got what they got.
Yeah.
You know, but if I see somebody who's killing it and they're funny, I'm like, yeah, it makes sense, you know. You see Tim killing it, I'm like, yeah, I get it. That's awesome. You know, and I'm all for it, because I want my friends to do well, you know, not only just for them to do well, but then if they rise, then you know somebody who's doing well, you know.
Yeah.
I'd rather that than some stranger, some
That's
other
true.
person
Yeah.
I don't know, you know.
That's true. And I know somebody from Def Noodles who, personally, I'm not gonna mention his or her name, but
Right.
wasn't very good.
Yeah.
But then he got something at like NBC or something. He got.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it happens. I don't think it's not all merit-based for sure, you know.
It's just
I mean,
completely random.
it's very random, you know, there is luck involved, but you gotta put yourself, you know, you gotta be out there so that when luck strikes, you know, you can take advantage of the opportunity or whatever. But
That's true.
it is, yeah, it's frustrating. I mean, screenwriting was more frustrating, so I'm still not as jaded as I was with screenwriting, and I'm trying not to get there, because it kind of killed, like I said, I don't really even watch shows, because I kind of got so like turned off by it, you know.
You were in it for a long time.
Oh yeah, over 10 years I was trying to do it,
Oh, damn.
and it just didn't work out, you know. And you can keep pursuing it, but it just doesn't seem like, I don't know, it's just not. And then you watch shows, and you see shows that are not good, or movies, and you're like, how did this get made, you know? But there's a lot of reasons why that happens. Sometimes the original script's great, studio buys it, then they fire the writer immediately, and then have people rewrite it, and then the end product is like not as good as what the original script was.
Were you paying attention on any of the strikes and all that? Were you part of the?
I'm not part of that, yeah, because I'm not part of the WGA or the Writers Guild. I'm not part of any of those guilds, so because you got to pay dues too. Like, so if you're not like actually getting paid to be on union jobs, it wouldn't really even make sense for me to do it. Not that I had an opportunity, because you have to have certain credits to even get into those guilds. Like, I don't have those credits, so I wouldn't be able to. So yeah, that didn't affect me at all. I mean, I'm rooting for the writers always. I don't want studios to make more money when the people actually creating the content are getting less. That doesn't make sense.
It does sound like a clusterfuck, whatever is going on.
Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, all the AI stuff is scary, all that stuff. One of them's in the third wheel, like upstairs, and there's a podcast studio up there, and I think they have one other one somewhere, and then I think in Seattle, I don't know if Seattle has a stand-up thing, but they definitely have like a podcast studio.
Oh.
Yeah. So.
I've only seen the James guy who works at the Improv with the beard.
James Demon?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know him. Yeah, he's funny. Yeah. He does a lot of one-liners. He's funny. Yeah, I like. So I know him. I know a few people from that. But yeah, I mean, it's just like anything. You know a lot of people that I don't know because you go to different places, like Hollywood comedy. I don't know. I just see you know a lot of people. Even people that I've seen that have done this podcast. So I was like, I didn't know Terry was like friendly with them.
Wait, who?
Who was it? What's his name? He works.
Yvonne?
Well, I knew you because Yvonne went to. He would be at Def. Yeah, so. Yvonne,
oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, he would be at Def. I mean, that's where I met him. He was a host for a while.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I know.
Also, Andrea, who's hosting a Badger, used to be at Def.
Yes. Yeah. So she was hosting Sundays at Badger. I kind of know her, and then her boyfriend Shay Freeman. He's funny too.
Oh shit.
You don't know him? You understand? Yeah. He used to have a show called Ugly Baby Show. It's pretty good. I did that at least once. He's funny. And I don't know. You just meet people from the mics you go to. Like Trina, I know. Remember her?
I haven't seen her.
Yeah, I haven't seen. I don't know where she goes. I think she actually does mics. I think she hosts at the Hollywood Comedy, but I think during the day.
Oh.
So I never really get there during the day. I mean, I've only been there a handful of times. And then she has a show. I think it's only once a month at the Woods, which is a bar on La Brea, and so I've done that.
Huh.
That was the last time I saw her, and that was 2 months ago or something like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Like, sometimes people just give it a try and give up, right?
Oh, I think a majority of people do.
Actually, that's true.
Yeah, I mean, eventually people will. I mean, there's...
Maybe we'll quit too.
It's possible. I mean, I quit screenwriting. If you told me when I started screenwriting that you were going to quit this eventually, I'd be like, no way, but I did, I mean...
It was kind of sad.
Oh yeah, I mean, no, it was. I got super depressed when I quit screenwriting, especially because you've already put in so much time, and then once you stop, then it's like it's definitely not going to happen, right?
Yeah.
And you put in all this work for what? The one good thing from it is not the one. I mean, it's helped with joke writing for sure. So if I hadn't gotten into joke writing, I would have felt like it was a complete waste, really.
Yeah.
I don't know. You're always learning, no matter what you do, but yeah, it's helped with screenwriting. I mean, screenwriting's helped with writing jokes, so
yeah,
I'll take that.
I think it's cool that you're such a strong writer, and you stand out among other act out heavy LA types.
I appreciate
it's kind
that.
of over the top.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I never do any act outs, which some places that probably hurts me, but I also. I've had people say like, oh, you should do that more, and I also feel like, but that's what a lot of people do. Like, I just want to do what I'm going to do, and if you like it, you like it. If you don't, then it is what it is. But it's not because I see people do act outs and they kill it and they're really good and that's awesome. But I've also seen people that don't do act outs well, and it's like, what the hell was that? You know, so and that's what I would be.
Yeah.
So I don't. It wouldn't benefit me. You know.
Yeah. Maybe you will fit in with the New York scene.
Maybe I would love to do comedy over there. I
Yeah.
mean, but it's just. It's going to be it's far, and it's going to be the same thing. You know what I mean? In terms of like, the competitiveness is going to be the exact same there. You know.
That's true.
So it's just jumping from one place to the other.
That's true.
And I.
But just to hit up.
Oh no! I definitely. I mean, next time I'm back there, I would like to get on. You know, I just go see what the scene is like and hit some mics. You know.
Yeah.
But weren't you telling me, dude, that there was like a place you went in the city that was like $15 for 5 minutes?
Oh yeah.
That's nuts. That's insane. I wouldn't do that.
That is true.
That's so much. Dude, that's $3 a minute. It's like a sex line, dude. That's crazy. Yeah.
I think we're about to wrap it up, Cam. Last question.
Yes.
Is there anything that you wanted to talk about?
I don't know. Do you get frustrated? I'm always interested in like how people feel about like this whole trying to, make it sort of thing.
Yeah, I'm super frustrated all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not happy for anybody. I'll be honest with you. I gotta keep doing it. I moved to LA to do this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna run out of money pretty soon, though. Okay?
Oh, geez.
So
Don't want to hear
let's
that.
give it a try, and then
Yeah.
I guess that's it. I'm super frustrated all the time.
Yeah, that makes sense. But I mean, even when you get a job, it's like not. It doesn't mean you have to stop doing stand-up.
Yeah,
I mean, I know it.
finding a job in LA is
Tough.
pretty difficult.
So what, you think you move out of LA, you're saying?
I don't know. I don't have to stay here, I feel like.
Yeah, no, but of course not. Yeah, you don't have to.
Like if I find a job in like Madison, Wisconsin or something, maybe to save up money and then
Yeah.
just come back when it's better.
I mean, what I hear, there's a club there called like something on State or something like that. And State Street's like the main street, I think. I don't know. I hear comedians talk about this one club in, I think it's there in Madison. But there's comedy everywhere, really.
Yeah.
Obviously New York and LA are the top, and then some people will say Austin too. But
Yeah.
yeah.
A big Joe Rogan fan?
He's like take him or leave him sort of thing, you know. I'll listen to his podcast if he has somebody. I don't just listen to his podcast. It has to be somebody on there that I think is worth listening to, more than him, necessarily. I don't have a problem with him. I like UFC. He's a big part of that too.
Yeah, that's true. I used to like him until he started getting a lot of shit for everything that he says.
Yeah, he gets a lot of shit. I mean, he says a lot of shit that I don't agree with necessarily, but I think it's good that, he has so much money now, it's kind of cool that he can just say whatever he wants, and no one can really touch him, at this point. And then what he's done for the Austin comedy scene seems like it's pretty good. That club's supposed to be amazing.
Do you like LA better than San Diego?
At this point, I do. I hated LA when I first moved here, but I will only live in New York or LA.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
You're a city person?
Yeah. I just like cities.
Nice.
And it's just, even if I don't make it ever, it's like being in the city where potentially you could has an excitement to it, and I like that. But it can be frustrating too, because like you said, when you see other people making it and you're not.
You're gonna make it, Cam.
We'll see. Yeah. It's just.
I'll think you kill.
Oh, I appreciate it. I've seen you kill too, dude. Like, it's just,
By the way, Kim, this might be a shitty idea, but I'm not sure if I told you. All these chairs right here,
Yeah.
I was gonna think of starting a competitive business with Badger and Jam.
Up in here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I have the amp over there.
Yeah. Oh, dude, yeah. This is a nice space, dude.
But it'd be like a private invite only.
Yeah, of course.
Just for us.
Right. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I would come through for sure.
Thanks.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah.
I think that's on a happy note. Thank you so much for being here, Cam.
Thank you, Terry.
Have some good sex on the date.
For a sex date, yeah, that'd be nice. Hey, but it happens.
Coffee or Hinge? Coffee meets bagel, right?
I think Coffee Meets Bagel is this one, yes.
Cam's into Asian girls.
I do
Let
like
the record show that.
It's true. Guilty.
Thanks, Cam.
Thank you.